And we are back now to continue the program of the summit with a fireside chat about the digital technology's role in making a more sustainable society. It is a pleasure to welcome Mr. Agostino Santoni, Vice President Cisco, South Europe. Hello, Mr. Santoni. How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm quite well, honestly, and thanks for the great partnership we have. And it's a real honor to be with all of you today. Unfortunately, digitally only. I do remember when I was last time physically in Greece, and it was a memorable day. It was 15th of October when all the executives from Cisco, the EVP from Cisco, the chief innovation investors from San Jose, California, came to Greece, and it was really a memorable day. In the morning, we announced our partnership in investing in Greece with the Greek government. In the afternoon, we opened this lovely place called Digital Transformation and Skills in Saloniki. I still remember that experience because it was quite unique. So very proud to be again here with all of you. Thank you.
Yes, unfortunately, we were not there at the time because we were in Washington, but we heard that it was very nice and excellent event at the Thessaloniki. So, first of all, please go ahead with your introductory remark, and I have prepared a few questions for you about the Cisco's role and for the sustainable future. So please come up with your introduction.
Yeah, I believe this is an incredible moment for our industry, for our countries like Greece. We see that because of the investment, the European investment, the next generation European funds, there is an opportunity to make the countries more competitive. This is the reason why we decided to invest in Greece. Think for a second, if all the infrastructure, the physical infrastructure will become digital platform, ports, roads, highways, the gas distribution, the electrical distribution will become digital platform. Think about around this digital platform that will offer new services to public sector, to cities, to companies. That's the way we see it. Think about what we can do when you have this digital platform to create new services for tourism, for making the country more competitive. Think about the future of work, of the future of learning. We as Cisco, we believe we can partner there and make sure that Greece will become even more competitive. I like to say that the economy we are living in these days, I will call it the economy of talents. If everything that we are saying is going to happen, so everything will be digitalized and everything will become green, shortage of talents become an important topic to discuss. That's why we are heavily investing with our academy, creating new digital skills for everyone, for students, for unemployed people, for people that has to reskill themselves to become more competitive. And everything has to be green and sustainable. That's the way we see technology. We see technology that has to be simple, open, programmable, secure, and sustainable. And that's the way we see technology, but that's the way also we see companies behaving. That's also the way we see cities that should become like this. And if I may, that's the way I also would like to see countries behaving like this.
Well, this is quite a vision, and we're glad to hear this. And speaking about the smart cities and smart countries, I remember your input here for the smart cities, Trikala and some other places in Greece. And I think all these installations and all this are best practices right now. And there are many other cities trying to adopt the same let's say the same mentality and the same practice. So what role does circular economy play in the tech industry? How Cisco respond to the challenges of the circular economy?
So there are great examples where we are partnering with government, cities, and companies. The first came to my mind. It's in here in Europe, where we are partnering with a big bank, helping companies to adopt circular economy. So from the way they are changing supply chain to the way they are positioning their products. So together with the bank, we are helping companies to maximize their circular economy concept and to create new sustainable products and services. So the way I see it is that it's time for digital or for our industry to make choices, but also it's time for customers and cities and governments to make choices. Because in the world we are living, we have to make a common bet to make our world sustainable. At Cisco, circular economy is part of our DNA. You should know that we have completely reviewed our supply chain. We have created, as an example, one of the most famous chip that is called Cisco Silicon One. We reduce power energy by 93%, increasing the bandwidth by 35. So imagine the chips that we will gonna use. We will spend 93% less energy. That's, I believe, incredible. The Saloniki experience, it's a different one, but it's another great example of circular economy. It's a place where innovators, startup, government leaders, the mayor of the city of Saloniki and his team, our partners, everyone will find a place to partner together. And so circular economy is also around talents and is also around ideas. So we have example of rethinking supply chain, a concrete one, rethinking the way we are partnering with everyone, and rethinking the way the city will live. So it's an incredible moment for us.
It is. Now, speaking about, you mentioned about the power conservation. What are you doing at Cisco to power an inclusive future for all, within the company and outside of company as well?
Thanks for a fantastic question. Our purpose is to power an inclusive future for all. This is a very powerful message. What we are doing, I mean, if I look at what we are doing in your beautiful country, think about the power of our Cisco Academy. The T&S in Saloniki is gonna become a Cisco Academy where we're gonna train everyone around digital skills, around cybersecurity. And the idea is to help people to create a brilliant future. We have academy in the world, in prisons. We are partnering with homeless, with no profit that are helping homeless to give them a second chance. We are the ambition to help 1 billion people. That's one of our key activities in Power and Inclusive Future for All. In Cisco, we are helping our employees to take advantage of our DNA, of our culture. For instance, I have available for myself 10 working days to do CSR initiatives. And this is not just me, all Cisco employees. We have a CSR initiative all over the places. We have the honor to be, in the last 2 years, the best company, the great place to work in the world as Cisco. So I believe it's a compelling vision that starts from our CEO, and it's part of our DNA. And it's incredible the level of energy you are getting when you are involved people internally and externally, and you create something that is quite compelling. So very proud to partner also in Saloniki, but all the Cisco Academy in Greece to make the Greek future even more brighter than today.
Well, it seems that at Cisco you are very proactive, thinking that Europe, but also the whole world will face a demand for engineers, for developers, and those skills are not, quite spread right now. So I think what we are doing is fantastic by reskilling people, and I guess it helps also your vision to implement your vision, but at the same time also these people need to find a way and let's say work and find work, which is right now very important for them, for all of them. This is a fantastic initiative that you're doing, and congratulations. What can the tech industry players do for a more sustainable future? What else they can do? How they can be, let's say, an element, a key element, for a sustainable future?
I believe our industry should do two things. First, we have to do our homework at home. For instance, Cisco said, and we officially communicated to the world, that by 2040, we would like to be net zero emission. And we set objective by year, something that we started in 2008. So we have ambition targets for this year, we have ambition targets for 2025, and we want to be at zero 2040. This is what I call, we have to do our homework. Second, we digital, and this is the role we would like to have, and the role we would like to lead as Cisco. The investments that are going through all our countries in Europe, what we call next generation European funds, are digital and are around a green transition. Think for a second, if you combine these two investments together, and what I'm saying is that there is no green without digital, and there is no digital without green. So we have to have this vision where countries like Greece, to be more competitive, has to have the right talent, with green in mind, with sustainability in mind, powered by digital competencies to create different capability for countries, city enterprises to be competitive. And this is compelling because I believe the most competitive cities and companies in the world will be the ones that will put talents and the economy of talents at the core of their strategies, having in mind that the largest opportunity we see are the combination of green, a sustainable world, powered by digital competencies and technology. That's the way we see it. Of course, when we are saying about this, cybersecurity has to be at the center of everything we are doing. Because if everything will become digital, has to be protected by security systems. That's why we are investing so much on cybersecurity in our portfolio.
Thank you. Do you think that COVID, the pandemic, has accelerated all this process that the tech company are doing right now for reaching out, to a sustainable future? I mean, do you think this has been accelerated right now?
I believe so. Think about 2 years ago in some of our European countries. I'm not thinking about outside our Europe. Think about Europe. Think about the digital gap in terms of talent, in terms of bandwidth. Do you think we are living in a world where people should not have internet access? I don't think so. It's not anymore a kind of conversation. It's how long does it take for internet to give access to everyone? Think about the acceleration of the digital skills needed. So I believe we have seen an acceleration there. Someone is saying 5 years, 10 years. I don't know how many years, but it has been the most incredible acceleration I've never seen in our digital industry. And I'm so happy to see the commitment of a lot of companies on our industry that are committed to power an inclusive future for all. I believe the core of our industry through our technology should be to give an opportunity to everyone. This is, as Cisco, what we want to do. And the other aspect that to us is very important, we are always saying that privacy has to be a human right. So there are compelling concepts that I believe we have to have in our culture, in our DNA, to create a better future for all of us.
True. I think it also, this is what our summit actually has as a main subject. I have a last question, which is kind of different here. It is observed a significant delay in the supply chains and in the delivery of hardware components due to the pandemic. Is Cisco facing this problem, and to what extent? And if all this thing continues, do you have plans, how to respond, to those possible challenges?
That is one of the most relevant economical issue all over the world. And that is as a consequence of two main things. The first one, when we are saying that everything will become digital, everything is becoming digital. So there are other industries like the automotive industry, as an example, that are installing chips all over the cars. So the digital industry we were planning a couple of years before, because of the COVID acceleration and the digital acceleration, is creating significant demands. One side. The other side, I would say, as an industry, we have been conservative in forecasting the success of digital during the pandemic. And the third, I will not underestimate the issue on managing a supply chain under a COVID moment we are living. And it's completely different. Imagine when you have a global supply chain and you have to manage by countries, by operations, the COVID pandemic situation in factories, as an example. Of course, Cisco being a global supplier and a market leader in several platforms, of course, we are also in that kind of issues, but I'm very confident on our capability to support our partner and clients also in this tough period.
Well, it was a great conversation here. I wonder whether you want to add something as a message, to our audience here, and to also to the, to the Greek young people who are using technology much more right now in nowadays.
I hope for the students and for the people that are looking at the future to look at the future with confidence and with trust. I do believe that trust is the most compelling currency in these days. And I also wish to the Greek citizen a great success. And we are very, very happy to partner with in this market. And I wish you to all of the audience a fantastic success in their future.
Mr. Santoni, thank you very much for being with us in the 32nd Greek Economic Summit. Hopefully, as you mentioned at the beginning, next time to have you in live here and having this wonderful conversation with you. So again, I appreciate the conversation and the discussion we had. And okay, we are ahead of Christmas holidays. Have a great holidays for you and your family and your associates there. Okay.
Thank you very much and great partnership. Thank you very much.
Thank you.